It is now time for the roughly midway point song by Greg Turner.
So in the spirit of the literati, well, have you heard about the writer Franz Kafka? He wrote stories that were spooky and dark. Do you know about the writer Franz Kafka? His tales of entrapment were no walk in the park. Well, have you heard about the author Franz Kafka? He got no approval or love from his dad. That's why the writer Franz Kafka, he wrote about a cockroach hiding under the bed. And there's the weasel in the burrow, an obsessive anti-hero, like a castle full of empty rooms. Yet all the bugs and all the people, omnipotent and feeble, transcending all the doom and gloom. Have you heard about the writer Franz Kafka? He died of pneumonia at age 42. Check out the writer Franz Kafka, 'cause some of his stories may have meaning for you. 'Cause a cockroach has a scapegoat's not the usual story you remember, like a castle full of empty rooms. Yet all the bugs and all the people, omnipotent and feeble, transcending all the doom and gloom. Whoa. Well, have you heard about the writer Franz Kafka? He wrote stories that were spooky and dark. Do you know about the author Franz Kafka? His tales of transcendence were no walk in the park. Franz Kafka, oh Franz Kafka.
Greg Turner. I am meant to introduce this skit as
Shut the fuck up.
Q, aka Time Out with Ben and Matt.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck your mother.
You fucking faggot.
Fuck you, you fucking
You've
queer.
never even been to Southie, you fucking faggot.
You ain't never been to Southie. The only Southie you ever knew was when you went down on your mother.
You didn't go down on anyone's mother because you thought your mother was your father.
My mother was my father.
And that's how you came out, you fucking queer.
Fuck you. It was your sister.
Your sister fucked your father and then woke up and you was a fucking 4-year-old faggot.
You kiss your mother's vagina with that mouth?
Your father sat on my mother's face and, wait a minute.
I think this is making people uncomfortable.
Fuck them.
Fuck those queers.
Fuck him, fuck.
Fuck you.
The only time you go to Southie is with a fucking tourist.
That's all we get.
Gary, you try it. It's really shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, you fucking
They
queer.
postponed that skit for 3 months.
Since we don't want to fucking do that.
It is time now for some original poetry by Leticia Cortez.
Yeah, that's really hard to follow.
Culture.
That's not a hard act to follow. No, you're standing.
Fuck you.
You're standing.
Fuck you.
This mic doesn't go down that
Come on.
No, she's safe.
far. Really, look.
She has a medical condition.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Well, there's no podium. I mean, I asked you.
You're right, there's no podium.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we thought we were going to have a magazine like Daryl said, and I was going to read the poems from there, but we don't have one, so I'm just going to read from the ones I wrote today. The first one's called Take Back the Night, and it's after one of my favorite writers, Arundhati Roy. I don't know if you know her. Yeah. And she's a woman, by the way, so I don't think she's a man. Anyways, so Take Back the Night. In a world full of injustices, where the wretched walk the world, some ask, who are they? Those getting drawn, displaced, killed by the thousands, or the ones here incarcerated to make the prison system wealthier, or the homeless that abound in the streets who could one day well be us. Then there's the damage being done in the name of progress to the forest, to the oceans, to the flora and fauna that keeps us alive. They are chanting for our help, yet they get our backs. When will we reject servitude, banality, and all those small tyrannies, and move through life as freely as a bird through air? Carry our dreams across countries, or in agony just sink our teeth into the warm earth? When will we take back the night? And the next one is called The Earth Awakes. The snow begins to melt, making a peculiar dripping sound. The birds come out flying from tree to tree, from branch to branch. They bathe in sunshine. The rest of the scavengers are out as well. The rocks start to become visible again. Here in the volcano state, the most common rocks are the igneous ones, or ignis, meaning fire. Those that were formed through the cooling of lava and have sprouted from deep within the planet's core. Uncovered, they are again everywhere. The trees, ever so graceful, sway back and forth to a melodic tune only they can hear. The colors of yesterday are replaced by those of tomorrow. Thank you.
Leticia Cortez!
Oh,
It's time for something that Jules insists we do every month called Chatting with God.
I'm out of here. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
You fucking
Fucking queer.
All right, rub that off. Before we start, afterwards, if you really want to buy more raffle tickets, I found an old sign. What do you with that?
Wow.
Now we're getting into character.
Okay, so
We don't know
let's
what our
not sit
characters
here
are.
this time with that awkward, possibly pregnant pause that is a lazy technique for getting the audience's attention.
I thought it was a decent technique.
Sometimes.
Bullshit. He's always using lazy techniques to get people's attention, especially feline.
I'm not.
Boys, I have the floor.
My ass, they can't even see you, stupid god.
Good point.
Fuck all of you.
Not me.
Yes, fuck you too.
What did I do?
You exist, and sometimes that's annoying. Well, sometimes it's wonderful, and for some reason people like you, but sometimes it's annoying.
Especially feline.
Don't
people.
interrupt, but sometimes your existence is a nuisance.
Your mother guy.
What did I say about interrupting?
Some stupid bullshit as usual.
Anyway, welcome, lovely people out there, to this show of non-lovely people.
I'm lovely.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, maybe I'm not lovely, but I like lovely things and people and...
Can I say something?
Sure.
I forget.
Liking lovely things doesn't make you lovely, you ass fucker. It just makes you pathetic. She doesn't really like you, whoever the fuck you dream about in the bathtub. She's just bored.
Now, see, there we are. Welcome to Chatting with God, the 35th edition. Holy shit, that's a lot of anything. The continued non-adventures of this lot, and you can see how they wind up out here without any females again.
Not me.
Even you, I'm afraid.
He's right.
Shit. Well, I should just go home.
Sit down.
Whoa.
Man, that was fun, thanks.
Would you be surprised to know that I'm often afraid of doing things like little things until I do them?
Not a bit.
We also don't want to know.
It's understandable.
It's okay to think, to take risks, And to be wrong,
You would know.
when I do something dumb or weak or needy, I try to not do it again.
And then you fail.
Not always.
I kept the same cat for 15 years.
True that.
Want a fucking pickle?
No, I'm not even into pickles, man.
You're a pickle.
Weird.
Fucking gross.
How many times in one day do you think you find yourself with thoughts about how none of this shit matters because you could just die at any moment?
Or something awful or darkly funny, and it has nothing to do with you, and then you feel badly for thinking such a trite thought.
And yet it cheers you up in some way.
Are you being nice?
It happens.
Fuck you.
At least when women love me.
La-di fucking da.
It's actually pretty cool.
Calm down.
I'm calm and secure and I'm not worried. I promise. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
I am.
I'm not worried.
Fuck him. It's what he deserves.
I'm fixing to call Shady Acres.
I'm not worried. Oh, I love Shady Acres. They have good food in there too, and pretty flowers and lovely females and stuff. And
Shut the fuck up.
Zip it.
I was just kidding. I'm not worried. Sometimes I feel like all I have to rely on is my silliness.
Humor.
Well, a short, ugly person with no other resources and little ambition and flailing talent, humor's all I have.
Don't sell yourself short.
So, you're American?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
America.
Okay, great.
Sometimes do you find yourself forcing yourself?
To what?
Exactly.
I find I'm forcing yourself not to be a jackass-hole.
Studies show being nice is better for your entire existence and health.
Fuck those studies and fuck both of you.
Well, so is flirting and touching and connecting.
Whatever, you're a failure.
You're just a voice in my head. I can shut you out.
No, sadly, I'm real.
So am I. And I say calm down. Trust.
Enjoy.
And shut up.
Well, yes. Sometimes. Shut up.
Sometimes you have to exercise restraint, constraint, and then the good things can come to you.
Thought we agreed on shut up.
Well, it's not always easy.
You're doing a great job.
Just fabulous. So let's let these people go now.
Well, it's not my fault.
Yes, it probably is.
And with that, we wrap this adventure up. So neat and tidy, so profound and revealing, so choice and juicy.
The end.
Oh, right. And this one was entitled Chatting with God, 35th edition. Holy shit, that's a lot of anything.
Even things that suck.
He shouldn't be so disparaging.
Yes, he should.
No, he shouldn't. He's doing a good job, goddammit. Now, don't make me mad. Let the boy go in peace. And let these people have their peace.
Fuck him.
Good night, good love.
Thank God! It's time for What's Fallers, song number 2.
Well, I'd like to thank the Julesworks Follies for having me, and I'd like to congratulate them on saying fuck more times than they ever have before. Good for you, good for you. That's my kind of people. So I'm going to tell you a story about this next song. The next song I'm going to sing is called Time After Time. Who wrote Time After Time?
Cyndi Lauper!
Cyndi Lauper. Who else wrote Time After Time? Who really wrote it? Chet Baker, good guess. Not quite. Where is it?
Captain Lou?
So it was supposedly written by Prince, believe it or not. And the reason I know this is one day I'm at a barbecue in Denver, Colorado, sitting down with this bald dude. Me and my brother were having some food, you know. The dude, he's like, oh, you guys are musicians. Me and my brother, who's also a werewolf. And we go out to his truck. He's like, you want to hear my demo? We're like, yeah, sure. And so we go out to his little pickup truck, you know. He's playing us all these songs that sound like some crappy, Guns N' Roses tunes and shit. And he tells us this story. He says, one day I was auditioning. There was an audition somewhere in some town. And I wrote this song called Time After Time. And apparently this audition was being put on by Prince. So fast forward like 4, 6, 2, 3 years later, I don't know. And he said he was driving through the rain somewhere in his little truck and he heard his song come on the radio and he wept. True story. Maybe. I'm gonna sing the song for him tonight. One of those stories you don't know if true. I don't know why he would make up some shit like that. Alright, here we go. Lying in my bed and the clock ticks and I think of you. Done up in circles, confusion is nothing new. If you say go slow, I fall behind. The second hand and one. Oh shit, I was fucked that part. Anyway, if you're lost and you look and you will find them. Time after time, if you thought I would catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. Sometimes you picture me on walking too far ahead in a certain I can what you said, but you say go slow, I fall behind. The second hand and once if you're lost you can look and you will find me. Time after time, if you thought I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray. Oh shit! God! If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you thought I would catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you thought I would catch you, time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time.
Where else are you gonna hear werewolves in City Library?
Only in Santa Fe.
What? Father! Sylvan presents Original Tales. His take on stories passed down from his ancestors.
So I'm gonna start off my story, the original tale. Do you remember those moments when you wake up on someone's porch and you're like, oh my god? I mean, we've all had those moments, right? Anyways, you wake up and you're like, what? And it's just like that's a minute. You're like Sherlock Holmes. You're trying to reinvestigate the whole like how you got there. So tonight, I want you to follow me we're going to go back to the afternoon previous and explore the journey to that porch. So, the previous afternoon, I was at this Megadeth concert, right, in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Pavilion is called Gigantor. I was 22 years old, and I remember being there with my ex-girlfriend. You know, we both went. I was like, oh, it's nice. And then I ran into old friends of mine from like high school. It's been like 3 years since I've seen them. And they're like, yeah, Megadeth, yeah. They're on the grass. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? And they were older than me, so it was like these guys were the older guys, the older kids that were like, they're like, wow, I'm hanging out with you guys. And now it's like, wow, I'm at a concert, Megadeth concert with you guys. And they were like, dude, what are you doing after the concert? I was like, we're probably just gonna go to her cousin's place and stay over there. And he was my other friend. It's two of them. There was the guy on the ground, the guy standing up. He was like, you should come join us over in a hotel. We're gonna have a party, like a post-metal party. And it's one of those times, it's like, wow, they're inviting me. So I was like, yeah. And they're like, come to the Days Inn on Core Street in Albuquerque. If you're familiar, it's like on the outer part of Albuquerque, the city limits. Well, on the edge. And my ex at the time, we were staying at her friend's place, which was in the middle of the city, close to the UNM pit. So I went to my ex, I was like, oh, we got invited to a party. We can go over there. We're not gonna, if you had that feeling, like, I'm accepting, I'm the cool person. So after the concert was over, they gave me a number, like to a room. They're like, yeah, call this number. So after concert was over, and we're on Core Street on Albuquerque, I stopped at a gas station, and I went to a payphone. This is, not everyone had cell phones back then. So we did a payphone, dial it. My friend's like, oh yeah. I could hear music in the background. Yeah, we're all here, dude. We just called some strippers, so it's gonna be cool. And I'm thinking, 22 years old. I'm like, oh, we'll get in trouble. But it's like, wow, it's like, whoa, strippers. I've never been to one. Like 22, I'm like, wow. So it's like, just bring some Sprite. We have some tequila, just bring some Sprite. I was like, all right, cool. And a click. I was like, whoa, I've never been to something like this. And then my ex was like, I'm tired. You go and have fun with your friends. I'll just drop you off and pick you up in the morning. I was like, okay, bought some Sprite. We went over to the Days Inn Hotel on Core Street in Albuquerque. And he told me which room to go to. I got my Sprite. But my ex-girlfriend's like, you know what? You're probably not, I'm not going to pick you up till tomorrow, so you might as well take your bag with you with your clothes in it. I was like, okay. She got my bag. And she dropped me off. She goes, have fun. And she drove off. And it was that moment when you just face the hotel, you got your Sprite, my duffel bag. I'm like, this is it. This is it. I have no idea what's going to happen, but this is exciting. So I walk up, go to the second floor, and it's cold, and you can hear like different music from each room. You hear a little bit of Showtime, and then someone's watching music videos, and then I can hear muffling from one room. I'm like, this is probably it. I knock on the door. My friend, sure enough, opens it. And there's like 3 other guys, and they had TV on, and I was like, oh, this is it? Like, yeah, come on, it's gonna get big soon. I was like, all right. So I walk in, I'm like, excited, like, wow, this is, okay, what do we do? I was like, yeah, let's put the Sprite over there. Let's make yourself a mix. I was like, all right, how do I mix it? I was 22 years old. And he was like, just pour half of half, all right? And I was like, you get that little jittery feeling. You're like, I've never been to this level. Coolness. You're like, so they had this huge gallon of tequila, open the Sprite. I'm like, okay, all right. So I pour cup, half the Sprite. And at one, the plastic cups in the hotel, the other one, the gallon of tequila. Next thing over, and then all of a sudden my friend's like, hey, go into the restroom. It's one of those typical hotels where it's like you have your 2 beds, then at the very opposite end, there's like the sink that's separated from the main toiletry, the bathroom. And the bathroom's like a real tiny closet. It's like a tiny bathroom and the bathtub. And I was like, what? They're, yeah, go into the bathroom. And I'm holding like a gallon tequila, like a half-filled cup. I was like, what? Okay. And I just sat down on the toilet. And I was like, I don't know what to expect. I've never done this before. And then all of a sudden the door opens. And I can hear like, oh, hey guys. And I hear cluck, 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 cluck. And then it was followed by another cluck, 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 cluck inside. And I can hear like this woman's voice. Oh, hey guys, you ready to party? Yeah. And I'm in the small, tiny bathroom like, oh, that must be them. You know, like strippers is like when I was 22, I grew up in a family where you never see that stuff. You always see it in movies. So when I heard that, it was like some mythic creature. It was like, oh, it's like, I heard a unicorn, just haven't seen it yet. But I'm in a closet. And he was like, all right, first things we gotta do. And I hear some dude like, all right, gentlemen, who's paying for the night? And I was like, who's that? This really deep voice. And I hear one of my friends, oh, it's me, yeah, on my debit card. All right, it's 200. And then they transaction. Go, all right, guys, have fun. And you hear the door close. And the women are like, oh, guys, how you guys doing? All right, so you just paid 200. Now you have to pay us each 200 each. And then I hear the guy say, what? Yeah, that was the fee for the company. Now you have to pay us for whatever you guys want to do. And so they made my friend go out to the ATM to pick up money. So they disappeared for a while. And I'm just walking out of the bathroom. And he was like his two other cousins were there. And I was like, what's going on? Dude, they're like, no, just go back in there. Just sit back in there, not yet. I was like, all right. I just sat, and it was dark. And then they come back, and then the strippers are like, all right, let's turn the music. And I forget what was on. It was like, I don't know. It was something like, I'm the Mac. Yes, I can. You're the Mac. Yes, he is. You know. So it was going on, and I'm thinking, I was like, you know, why am I in here? And I thought, in the narrative in my head, oh, they probably want me to go on a signal, like, who wants a party? And then I come out like, did someone say party? You know, and then it's like, yeah. And then I have the gallon that keep, you know, I was thinking this. I was like, all right, that's probably what I'm going to do. I was like, okay. And I had both my hands, like, held together. And they were talking, like, oh, boys, what do you guys do? And they were telling them. And they're like, oh, they were laughing. And next thing you know, we hear, boom, 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 boom. Oh, I was listening. And it was boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, the music turned off. Yes, I can. And, oh, shit. And I can hear them, like, talking among themselves. And then all of a sudden, the door opens. And I hear, what is going on in here? I'm like, oh, what was that? And I hear this old man, a groggy voice, keep seeing people coming in and out of this room. Like, there's some kind of party. And then I can hear the stripper's voice, like, what are you doing here? What's going on with you? And then I heard the old man, that's my son! And I was like, oh, shit. And then the stripper's like, what? He's a big boy now. He can do whatever he wants. And then I hear, someone came in. Then I hear an old lady's voice, what's wrong, son? What's wrong, son? And then the old man, oh, on a family weekend, God, we're just right next door and we can hear you guys. By this time, I'm like, holy shit. And the lady would say things, but she would say it to the guy, she would say it to the father, tell them they shouldn't be doing this. Tell them they shouldn't be doing these. And the old man, you guys shouldn't be doing this, son. And then the stripper's like, he can do whatever he wants. He's a grown boy. He's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants. He goes, I'm going to call the cops. And she said, we'll call the cops on you. You're the one coming in here. Then I hear the old man's voice, I already did call the cops. They're coming right now. And I was like, holy shit. And then I can hear, like, both the girls, And the echo down the hallway, you know, those cement hallways. Then I hear, you guys need to go to sleep. The police are going to be here in a little bit. And I hear the door goes, boom. And I'm just like, fuck. And I was like panicking, and already it's like, well, might as well. So I started pouring all the tequila out. And then all of a sudden, they turned off all the lights, and it was so dark you couldn't even see the back of your hand. And I just hear my friend go, shh, just get in your bed, man. Let's go sleep. Just get on your sleep. Shh, shh, quiet. And then that dreadful noise. Shh, 9-120. Yeah. Shh. That's right. They were doom, doom, doom. I'm like, oh shit. And then by that time, I was like, fuck it. And then it's dark, and all I hear is my friends, shh, don't answer it, dude, don't answer it, dude. Just pretend like you're sleeping, you're sleeping, you're sleeping, shh, shh. Boom, boom, boom. Shh, tonight, dude. Shh. Good night, man. Hey, getting back on the tonight. Shh. And it's that point when you project what's going to happen. It's like they're going to come in, and then there's like your mugshot. You see your mugshot, and then you see like the guilt, and you're holding the bars, and someone's going to be behind you holding your hand over the bar. All of that's going through my head within like a second. So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, and as they're pouring more, it's like, I'm going on fighting. And I just kept going, and I was like, all right. Then he was like, boom, boom, boom. There you go. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to jail. But then it's like, you get that courage of being, tequila gives you. Like, I'm not going in. If I'm not going, they're not going to find me. And I had my duffel bag. And of course, Matrix, this way. There's like the bathtub there, and it's real close, and it's like a corner. So I'm like, they don't know I'm here. So that courage is like, I'm going to hide in the bathtub with the curtains. Instead of getting up and trying to slowly go in, I just go, close the curtain, and I'm like, I'm not going to find them. I'm sitting like this. And they're, 10-9-1, over, heading out here, got no response. And then it was quiet. It was the longest, scary, most frightening 2 minutes of pure silence. And then my friend's like, oh, they're gone. Are they gone? All right, then turn on the lights. And the lights came on, and I'm still inside the tub, holding my duffel bag with the tequila. And I'm like, if I need to go, this is the time to leave. So I get out of the tub, and I come out of the restroom. My friends must have forgot that I was in there, because they turned their head. They looked prairie dogs. They turned their head just stretched up their body. They're like, huh? And I'm holding my duffel bag. All right, guys, it's nice seeing you. I'm heading out. I walk out of the hotel room, and I walk second floor. You can see the manager's office. There's like 2 Albuquerque policemen talking to the manager. See him in the window. I'm like, I gotta go. But I can't go down there because the stairs go right by the manager's office. But there's an underpass to go on the other side. I was like, I'm going there. I walk. Before I was going to go beneath the underpass, I looked back one last time. And there was an old man right next to the room I came out in a tank top. Just looking like that. And I was like, that's probably the old dude. So I walked out, and I had $40 to my name. And I went to other hotels on Core Street. And all the prices for a night was $55 to $59 a night at the time. And I kept going from hotel to hotel. Finally, the security guard in one of the hotel parking lots stopped me. I was like, you all right? And I told him the whole story. I was like, yeah, and this happened. And he was laughing his ass off. So he called a cab and paid for it for me. He was like, yeah, just go drive on. He was like, this is the best story I heard all night. So I was on a cab ride, and I told him the whole story then on the way over. They're like, where am I dropping you off? I was like, it's some house by the pit. That's all I know. And so he just dropped me off in this neighborhood that seemed semi-familiar. I just gave him all like the money I had. Oh, here. I was, all right, thanks, dude. Nice story. All right. And then I was walking around the dark in this weird neighborhood until I finally saw my ex's car. I was like, this is the house. And I was knocking on the door. By this time, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And no one no one opened the door. They were asleep. So I just sat down on the porch and I just crashed down. Next thing someone kicked me and I heard, "Oh my God!" And it was my ex-girlfriend. She was like, "Do I need to ask what? Do I dare ask you why?" You know? And I was like, "Oh yeah." And I remember how I ended up there. That was, yeah. So we go to a Megadeth concert, just, yeah. If someone invites you to a hotel, just be warm. Thanks.
Up next, we have a friend of Daryl's, new to the Follies. Try to have somebody new every time. Valerie Webster will present some poetry.
Okay, so I have 2 poems to read. One is dedicated, well, this first one is dedicated to a woman named Wilma Daniels. Very amateur. She was my aunt. She died, and in the spur of the moment, I just wanted to compose something about her because she had been such a great person to me. This one is called Phoenix Woman Rising. She was born in disgrace because she was not fair-haired graced, but she will become Phoenix Woman Rising. Dark, pretty eyes and long, pretty hair. She is a light-skinned, beautiful girl, and she will become Phoenix Woman Rising. In childhood, her life will be cursed with much strife, but she will become Phoenix Woman Rising. Her father had died, but her mother survived. Her destiny is Phoenix Woman Rising. The teenage years would bring dubious fame, but survival was the real name of the game. She is becoming Phoenix Woman Rising. She met a man and fell in love. They were married. She thought he was sent from above. But alas, she will become Phoenix Woman Rising. He broke her heart, as is the case. He chased many skirts and many fair-faced. She held her head high and left him disgraced. She is becoming Phoenix Woman Rising. With her child on her hip, she made the long trip. She went back to her home where her instincts were honed. She is becoming Phoenix Woman Rising. Though her heart was in pain, she knew she must begin again, and she becomes Phoenix Woman Rising. A younger man came to her side. They fell in love, and he made her his bride. Happily they lived side by side, till she made a choice that would cause a divide. After 10 years they parted ways, because Phoenix knew her grandchildren would need her in the upcoming days that would stretch to become years, and they would have so many tears. But Phoenix would stay, never depart from the way, because love always remains and is rising. Now Phoenix has grown old, but she is glorious in gold. Her grandchildren are grown, and now have children of their own. She is a magnificent Phoenix Woman Rising. One night it is time for Phoenix to say goodbye. Her work here is done. She has raised everyone. Her gifts are bestowed, are treasures greater than gold. They are gifts of the heart that will never depart. Our Phoenix is gone. Our hearts are so torn. The grieving family did loudly cry. The crowd did not know that the Phoenix does not completely go. It is only the body that flies. The soul will take flight, and somewhere new alight, to become once again Phoenix Woman Rising. Okay, the second one is about a guy. It's about a guy that was in one of my classes, and he was breathing, and he irritated me. This is called I'm Sorry. I'm sorry if I distract you every time I enter the room. I'm sorry that every time you enter, I don't ever swoon. I'm sorry if I seem unimpressed with your intelligence. It's just that arrogant guys don't make me want to drop my dress. I'm sorry that you can't guilt me into chasing you. It's just that low self-esteem was never mine to do. I'm sorry that your heart is broken. I never meant it to. It's just that I don't really give a fuck about you.
Very nice. will be the 7th edition of Democracy Later. Is that true? Did you count them? Really?
I wouldn't trust me.
All right. We've got Leticia Cortez. We've got Jules. We've got Stephen Rommel. We've got Sylvan. We've got Tarango. And this edition of Democracy Later is also in honor of Women's Month.
Okay, from Pacifica, this is Democracy Later. I'm Amy, and this is my co-host, Juan Rubin.
See.
Today's topic will be on U.S. foreign policy with Cuba. We have President Raul Castro here, who came all the way from that beautiful island, Cuba.
See.
And we have President Obama here, who came all the way from Kenya.
Well, fuck you too.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here, and happy Women's Month to you again.
See, mujeres.
I'll start with you, President Castro. How do you feel about this subject?
Bueno, gracias, Amy. Primeramente...
Happy Women's Month, Amy. Regarding your question, I think it's time to lift the embargo. President Obama, stop the U.S. sanctions on Cuba now!
Well, hello to you too, President Castro. I want you to come to the White House. And I promise I will do all I can to stop the U.S. economic sanctions against your beautiful country. But you know those assholes. I mean, Republicans in Congress.
Sí, bueno, de piel color naranjo.
Yes, Lord Obama, family. But you're the president. You're in charge. You chingon.
How's Cuba, Senor Castro?
Oh, como siempre, un país bello y comunista.
Like always, a beautiful communist land where everyone is equal, including women. Come and visit us, and I will take you to the beach and make passionate love with you.
What?
And you're invited too, Juan.
Oh, sí. Yo quiero ir a Cuba.
Come on.
Señor Castro señor persona extraña. A mí me encanta el comunismo y las mujeres apasionadas.
You want me to translate?
No. Our viewers understand me as Spanglish.
Okay, well, calm down. Don't get so excited.
Mujeres.
What do you want to tell our audience and the people of this country, Mr. Castro?
¡Alto al embargo! ¡Alto a esta...
Stop the embargo! No more Cold War! We're not living in the best century!
What do you say to that, President Obama over there?
Well, Amy, I have to agree with Castro. It will be a step forward for humanity, and will be good for both countries.
Sí, Presidente Obama. Así puedo ir a Cuba finalmente. ¿Y por qué tienes las dos caras, güey?
Why do you have two faces, fucker?
Well, because two faces are better than one. Of course, one. Anything else I can do for Cuba, Castro?
Cierre Guantánamo, pero ya. Esa
Close Guantanamo already! That jail is a stain in your so-called democracy! Is it torture to your poor prisoners?
Ha!
But seriously, there are times when I can't sleep at night due to the screams.
Well, I don't see how that's relevant.
Of course it's relevant, President Obama. You came into office promising you would close Guantanamo, and here we are, 2015, and you haven't done shit.
Well, Amy, in all fairness, I promised lots of bullshit. But let's not forget my talking points. With those assholes in Congress.
Usted tenía un Congreso democrático.
You had a Democratic Congress back in 2009. I didn't do anything. And now you're acting like the victim.
Obama es un malo presidente y es muy feo, pero no tan como los Bushes.
That's your personal opinion, but tell us,
No, es
President.
verdad.
President Obama, why is it so hard to close Guantanamo?
Well, Amy, it is hard out here for a pimp. And as everyone knows, it's been a naval base since 1903. It was very helpful. The U.S. invaded Haiti and the Philippines. And it came very handy during our invasion of Iraq to put away the terrorists.
Tú no eres pimp, tú eres asesino con tus drones. La historia de los Estados Unidos me da asco.
Okay, well, sorry about that. What do you say to that, President Castro?
Bueno, como Juan, todo esto me da asco.
It made me sick like does Juan. Obama speaks the truth about Guantanamo. The majority of people in his country are ignorant, but the rest of the world knows about it.
Hey, our ignorance is not the point. I mean, you know what I have to deal with, Castro? Especially now that these ignorant masses elected a Republican Congress.
Bueno, quíteles la Biblia y...
Well, take away the Bible from them and make them read the Capitol by Marx and Engels.
Oh, take the Bible and recommend a communist manifesto. Well, if I was retarded, perhaps I could take that into consideration, Raul.
Okay, well, I think we're going to end on that. Gentlemen, please recommend something to read on Women's Month.
Nada!
Well, I would recommend Michelle's book, but she turns out to be a terrible, terrible writer. So I believe Naomi Klein is also a woman, and maybe people should know about climate change.
What about you, President Castro?
Bueno, Emma Goldman, Rosa Parks, Angela Davis y todas las...
Emma Goldman, Rosa Parks, Angela Davis, and the rest of the activists that Obama seems to have forgotten.
Are you playing the black card on me? Seriously!
Yo fui a leer a Emma Goldman y Angela Davis y Rosa Parks y a Tina Fey.
Oh, wonderful. On that note, we say goodbye to Mr. Castro, to President Obama, Two-Face over there, and to everybody. And thanks everybody at Pacifica for making the show possible.
Mujeres.
I love you, Michelle.
It's Andy Kirkpatrick and Angie Rizzo.
The viewer feels something, whether it's pleasing and spatially interesting, or a secondary understanding of composition effective when evaluating a piece. The lines in a landscape, or foreground to background, usually require they act as helpful guides, or look for something in the image to see if the light that moves us and holds all the objects in their image. Perfectly boring paintings, on the other hand, out there, often focus on smaller attention getters or annoying distractions. Color from the subject also looks for implied lines, which are not the image. Lines act as actually focusing on it because, as one of the most important factors, may have been overexposed. And I long for this mood, a bright, more defined scale, unlike a landscape of light. And if at best the main subjects, and visually they often have a main subject, a brilliant shock of color, lightning, deciding how to frame a scene on a beautifully rendered flower. Here, the artist communicates with us what goes on in the mind of an artist. We cannot understand the painter, and the painter cannot understand us. We see a mountain range leading down to the occasion of the artist's birth from flames. The artist is telling us that this is the mountain range of sweet desserts, the feeling of cherry-topped mountains that have they've become pyramidal mesas with volcanic formations. This is the evolution of the artist's mind. The feline presence harkens back to the ancient times when we worshipped the feline form. Now we see the ever-present eye, the eye that watches us from above, the eye that watches from below. It's hidden inside of the details, but I think that the artist's child feels as if it has misbehaved in its path down through the years, suffering, feeling as if it has suffered. But then it realizes that the world is full of suffering. The artist has to come to terms with the suffering and pain that it has inflicted. It sees its own face in the many cultures and the many politicians that it has blended into its existence. The artist finds that it is like a small domesticated animal that has been forced to eat cabbages. But the individualist instinct is actually anti-societal urges. The mask that the artist must wear, the classism. The artist finds that it comes from a privileged class, and it finds that it must become a starving artist in order to find its way back into the world. The imagery may seem that it is the product of some sort of insanity, but this madness is actually caused by the artist's work. The artist's work is what produces the insanity, not the other way around. We see this bubbling forth of a great Leviathan, the celebrity worship. This may seem to be some sort of schizoid personality, but in fact it is a multifaceted mind at work that we cannot even begin to understand what is happening inside the mind of the artist. It's a secret code embedded within another sort of like, it looks like pasture here. Anyway, the mind of the artist is the panorama of dreams. So, shall we review? Yes, there's no brain. Yes, no. I know brain is any questions?
I'm going to do the raffle.
Okay.
We'll have plenty of time. Oh my goodness, there's more raffle prizes. Got to get organized here. Okay. Did we have anyone that wanted to do open? No?
Anybody want to jump up for a minute this time?
Does anyone want to jump up and do something?
Next time.
Real quick?
Speaking of next time, we don't know the future of the show yet because the powers that be here think our attendance has been dropping when it's actually been fluctuating because they fluctuate what day of the week we've been on and other things. But anyway, we might, because the shows run too long and things like that, there's a possibility that it might become 2 shows partnering with other people, entities, groups. So anyway, if you have ideas for that kind of thing.
What are you trying to say, Jules? We don't know?
We don't know.
We don't know.
But I was going to say, you could talk to us, but you could also maybe mention something to the powers that be here. So
srubinfilms@gmail.com. SRUBIN films@gmail.com.
Is that the one?
No, that's if you want to, throw in your 2 cents. Sign the petition, as it were. If the last 3 numbers on your ticket are 902, I have a very special prize for you. 902. 902. Nobody?
Oh, that's me.
It's here, Chris.
I wasn't
Huh?
paying attention because...
Steven was talking.
Oh,
Dun, 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 dun. You get a musical box of chocolate and a Turner CD.
Open it! Make him open it!
Open it!
15.
It really is musical. Open it. Come on. Open it.
You can do it. You can do it. Is it working? Oh, it's not even working. Oh,
All right then. Here we have. Dun 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 dun. Wow. All right, we're gonna double up these prizes. We have here a signed copy of Trent Zelazny's Voiceless, his latest novel, and also a voucher, good for a copy of Jules' novella, Chelsea and
Clarence!
Clarence! You think that says Clarence?
You can't spell.
By Black Curtain Press. It's not printed yet, that's why you get a voucher. But by the time you're done reading Trent Zelazny's Voiceless, it'll be out.
Both books?
Yeah! Why not? To 904. 904. 904? No 904? Going once? Going twice?
902.
I'm gonna pull another number. This one is 891. 891. 891. All right. I'm just about to take this home myself. I don't have a signed copy of Trent Zelazny's voice in this myself. 889.
That's me.
Hey! Did you buy a raffle ticket?
No, I'm lying.
She's in the troop. Don't believe a word she says. How about 885?
Ooh. Oh, cool. How about we just find out who has
885?
Yeah, who's got it?
Yeah, it's like you rock, paper, scissors thing.
Winner!
What?
We win.
Says who?
I did. We come all the time. Oh,
There we go.
Woo! That's what happens when you come back.
Okay.
Share with him though.
Are you giving away this calendar? Are you a madman?
Turner CDs. So
Yeah.
I think that might be it.
I have another great Turner CD and a gift certificate for 4 to Big Rock Bowling in the Santa Clara Hotel and Casino.
Yeah.
And it goes to 901. 901? I think we should give it to Scott White.
Oh, really?
That guy there. That guy right there.
Hey, give it to somebody over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about these ladies? Yeah, right. Hey, look at these two great ladies.
It's women's month. That's all women's month.
This one?
Sure.
They're not even yeah.
This is possibly our last copy of the Exquisite Corpse,
That's the last ever.
generated by the Julesworks Follies troupe. Yes, we only have
Woo!
Yeah, what about
There you go. I think, oh, I don't think so.
Calendar, I guess. You want a calendar? Sorry. All right. Let's go.
Is that Julian?
Okay,
what about chocolates?
we have another skit. Oh my God.
Really?
Oh yeah, there can be chocolate after the sketch.
We need an editor for this show. All right. It's not Monty Python doing Crunchy Fry.
Ready? Do you have to go this way when you leave? We're geniuses. Anyone want to be a stage manager?
Trust me, you don't.
Mr. Milton.
Ah, yes?
Constable Clitoris and I are from the hygiene squad, and we'd like to have a word with you about your box of chocolates entitled the Wilzo Quality Assortment.
Ah, yes.
Now, if I may begin at the beginning, first we have the cherry fondue. Now, this is extremely nasty, but we can't prosecute you for that.
Agreed.
Then next we have number four, crunchy frog. Now, what sort of confection is this?
Ah, yes.
Am I right in thinking there's a real frog in here?
Yes, a little one.
What sort of frog?
A dead one.
Is it cooked?
No.
What, a raw frog?
We use only the finest baby frogs, deer-picked and flown from Iraq, cleansed in finest quality spring water, lightly killed, and then sealed in a succulent Swiss quintuple smooth treble chocolate envelope and lovingly frosted with glucose.
Yes, that's as may be, but it's still a frog.
Well, what else would it be?
Well, don't you even take the bones out?
Well, if we took the bones out, it wouldn't be crunchy, would it?
The Constable Clitoris had one of those.
It says crunchy frog quite clearly on the box.
Well, the constable thought it was an almond whirl. People aren't going to think there's a real frog in chocolate. They're bound to think it's some type of mock frog.
Mock frog? We use no artificial preservatives or additives of any kind.
Nevertheless, I advise you in future to delete the words crunchy frog and replace them with the legend crunchy, raw, unboned, real dead frog if you want to avoid prosecution.
Our sales would plummet.
Fuck your sales! We've got to protect the public. Now, what's this one? Number 5. It was number 5, was it? Number 5. Ram's bladder cup. Now, what sort of confection is this?
Ah, we use choicest juicy chunks of fresh Cornish ram's bladder, emptied, steamed, covered with sesame seeds, and whipped into a fondue and drizzled with lark's vomit.
Lark's vomit?
Yeah, that's correct.
It doesn't say anything on here about that.
Yes, it does. Just after monosodium glutamate.
Well, I hardly think that's good enough. In the future, I think it'd be more appropriate if the box bore a big red label warning lark's vomit.
Our sales would plummet.
Well, why don't you move into more conventional areas of confectionery, like praline or lime cream or raspberry light, a very popular flavor I'm led to understand. Now, what's this one? Cockroach cluster, anthrax ripple. And what's this one? Spring surprise.
Ah, now that's our speciality. Covered with darkest creamy chocolate. When you pop it in your mouth, stainless steel bolts pop out and plunge straight through both cheeks.
Well, where's the pleasure in that? People pop a nice little chalky in their mouths, they don't expect to get the cheeks pierced. In any case, it is an inadequate description of the sweetmeat. I shall have to ask you to accompany me to the station.
No, it's a fair cop.
And don't talk to the audience.
If only the general public would take more time when buying its sweeties, it would reduce the number of man-hours lost to the nation, and they would spend less time having their stomachs pumped and sitting around in public laboratories.
Yeah.
My God. All right, we're going to wrap it up as we always do with our favorite musician, Greg.
You know the drill. I was sitting down at a corner stool. My girlfriend was there by my side. She was in a carnivorous mood, so she ordered a steak. When this guy walks by, he says, honey, if you're hungry for a piece of meat, got a special tonight, it's a real treat. Oh, I know that I'll never forget the night I lost my baby to the guy at the Bobcat Bite. The chorus goes, Bobcat Bite, whoa, 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 Bobcat Bite, whoa, 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 Bobcat Bite, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Well, that was the very first time we met. Remember it well, how can I ever forget? We'd eat sprouts and salad every weekday night. Then we'd pig out on the weekend at the Bobcat Bite. It brought us so close together. Sharon ate the chicken with all of its feathers, and I would get so incredibly weak. I was watching her chewing on that chicken's beak at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, Bobcat Bite, they kill rabbit. Bobcat Bite, you'll make it a habit. Bobcat Bite, they'll kill anything for you. Bobcat Bite, you'll eat anything they kill. Whoa, 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 at the Bobcat Bite. But then the days moved on, and we couldn't talk, you see. She get the chicken, and I get the hawk. And I could tell from my plates that something was wrong. I could feel the distance. From that time on, it was more than palpable. Then came the day of that fateful night. A silly quarrel became a terrible fight. She wanted steak, and I wanted salad. I dared to suggest the Zia Diner was valid, not the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, not the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, not the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, whoa, ho. All right, audience participation time, come on. Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. All right, down on the old Las Vegas highway, they gotta hear you. At the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Bobcat Bite, they kill rabbit. Bobcat Bite, they'll make it a habit. Bobcat Bite, snake and a lizard. Bobcat Bite feels good down your gizzard. Whoa, 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 at the Bobcat Bite. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I went down to the Bobcat Bite late last evening, last night, and I played this song for them, but they didn't seem too excited about it, so they threw me out of their place on the pavement across the street. Very sad. At the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, ho, at the Bobcat Bite. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you, Greg Turner, for kicking so much ass. Thanks, Marty Mills, for the graphic design, Bruce McIntosh for the video work, John Bowman, Melania Frazier, and the staff at Jean Cocteau and George R. Martin for saving it. Yes. Contact John or Melania or Jules to see about staging your own event here, if you dare. The Julesworks Follies will carry on.